In Star Wars, there are 7 forms of lightsaber combat. Today we'll be looking at one of the most interesting forms in my opinion, Form 7. Form 7 has 2 variations, Vaapad and Juyo. Now, explaining Form 7 can be tricky, so I have a few quotes for you, and my first one comes from Yoda. Quote, 6 that there were for generations of Jedi. The 7th is not well known. Powerful it is, deadliest of all, but dangerous it is, for its master as well as its opponent. Few have studied, one student alone to master has risen. To better understand Juyo, we have this quote from Kreia. Predictably, he seeks to unbalance you with his erratic attacks. His technique is called Juyo, the most chaotic of the lightsaber forms. This form sacrifices much to bolster offense, leaving one exposed to attack by the Force. And last, to understand Vaapad, we have a quote from the man who created it, Mace Windu, and I quote, Vaapad is more than a fighting style, it's a state of mind, a path that leads to the penumbra of the dark side. Form 7, also known as Juyo, or the Ferocity form, was the 7th of 7 forms recognized as canon for lightsaber combat by the Jedi Council of the Jedi Order. In use millennia prior to the Battle of Yavin, the Juyo incarnation of Form 7 was described as the most vicious form of lightsaber combat and was said to involve significant internal focus on part of the user. Juyo had many practitioners throughout the years, including this guy, which I'm not going to pronounce, and Varuk Lamer. As time passed, knowledge of Form 7 became restricted among the Jedi Order, whose members were worried that its precepts would lead practitioners towards the dark side. In contrast, members of the Sith, such as Darth Maul, employed Juyo without reservation, as did Dark Jedi such as Galen Merrick. In the later days of the Galactic Republic, a new variation of Form 7, dubbed Vaapad, after a creature native to the planet Seraphin, was created by Jedi Master Mace Windu and Sarora Bulk. Vaapad was explained as being a state of mind rather than just a fighting style, allowing the wielder to channel his own inner darkness into the duel and accept the fury of the opponent. Windu, Bulk, Windu's former Padawan Depra, and Quinlan Vos were 4 notable practitioners of Vaapad. Records of both Juyo and Vaapad survived the Great Jedi Purge and were recovered by the New Jedi Order, who preserved the records of Form 7 into the Sith Imperial War. Now, I want to split this video into 2 parts. I will first talk/break down Juyo, and then after that, I will talk/break down Vaapad, the more interesting of the 2, in my opinion. Juyo was described as the most vicious form of lightsaber combat and was said to be filled with both fury and malignant grace. The form was given the title of the most difficult and demanding form in all of lightsaber combat. Skilled combatants with Juyo were said by Jedi Master Varuk Lamar to be able to eviscerate a lone enemy. In fact, it was designed for such a purpose in one-on-one lightsaber duels. And interesting enough, according to the Sith Lord Darth Tyria, the form was both chaotic and erratic, with a heavy focus on offense. Juyo's use was controversial among the Jedi Order, as many felt that Juyo violated the "there is no emotion, there is peace" tenet of the Jedi Code, due to its requirement to fight under the guidance of controlled passion. But Darth Sidious, who realized the Sith had no boundaries, went as far to say as it was a Sith style of combat. Jedi Battlemaster Sindralig listed bold, direct motions as characteristics of Juyo, qualifying them as more open and connected than Form 5, but with a less elaborate appearance in Form 5. Drlig contrasted the tactics of Juyo as not nearly as graceful or linked as those of Form 5, instead referring to them as seemingly unconnected staccato sequences. He also listed one of the strengths of the form as its unpredictability. Practitioners of the form included Jedi Master Varuk Lamar, this guy, which I'm not going to try to pronounce, and Darth Maul. Vapad was described as more than just a fighting style. It was a state of mind that led through the penumbra of the dark side, requiring the user to enjoy the fight and relish the satisfaction of winning. A user of Vapad would have to accept the fury of their opponent, transferring themselves into one half of a superconducting loop, with the other half being the power of the darkness inherent in their opponent. The form was also mentioned with a cautionary warning by the Jedi that practitioners of Vapad led the user perilously close to the dark side due to its focus on physical combat. Vapad required a constant and stable stream of force from the user, with a barely contained explosion of force power essential to all variations of Form 7. The form's attacks appeared to be unconnected, its motions seemingly unpolished to the untrained observer. During the later years of the Republic, Jedi Master Mace Windu developed Vapad with the aid of fellow Master Sora Bulk, by drawing inspiration from the movement of a creature known both as Vapad and Juyo. Vapad practitioners appeared to wield many lightsabers at once, moving too fast to see, just as the Vapad creature would attack with blindingly fast tentacles that were impossible to count until the Vapad was dead. A Vapad user's attacks would flow into each other with liquid precision, which was the ready stance of Vapad. Now, what's really interesting is it was possible to apply Vapad in unarmed combat, with the user's arms becoming too fast to see. While observing the duel between Darth Sidious and Mace Windu, Anakin Skywalker considered Windu's Vapad blade work to be an oblate sphere of purple fire, which contained dozens of blades attacking from every angle. Practitioners of Vapad included Mace Windu, Sora Bulk, Quinlan Vos, and Mace Windu's Padawan, Depa. Now, another thing to note is Mace Windu is the only known user of Vapad that has not fallen to the dark side. That just shows you how dangerous Form 7 is to the user. I also think Mace Windu wouldn't have been able to defeat Darth Sidious if he had not mastered Vapad. But what do you think? Well, before I end this, I'd just like to apologize for mispronouncing several names and words. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and make sure to leave a comment down below if you have any video ideas. And I will see you guys in my next video.